My great-grandmother forgot my name and my face. Alzheimer's is devastating. 91% of Americans say they would take a blood test for Alzheimer's if it were available. People are ready to know earlier, but healthcare is not ready to tell them. And because of that, over 40 million people worldwide have Alzheimer's. But the key moment is before the symptoms, when the biology may be changing the brain for years, a silent window. Today, we miss it. Doctors may see early concerns, but they do not have a simple frontline test. So patients wait, often getting pushed into specialist queues, PET scans, and spinal fluid tests, often far too late. Memotech changes that. We are developing a rapid finger prick test powered by a graphene-based biosensor. It detects Alzheimer's-related biomarkers earlier, at a lower cost, and in routine clinical settings. We are not replacing clinical judgment, but offering a faster front door into the Alzheimer's diagnostic pathway. Our main breakthroughs would be the speed and the cost. A simple finger prick test that takes 10 to 15 minutes, but costs 10% of the current approach. And we have a working prototype, and we are raising £2 million in seed funding to complete biobank trials, ISO certification, FDA pre-submission, and a design freeze. We aren't waiting for the lab. We are bringing the lab to the patient. Join us.
Who do you think will benefit most from an earlier diagnostic in Alzheimer? Are there actually treatment options if it's diagnosed as early as you say it can with your technology?
I think the people that will benefit earlier would be people around the 55 to 65-year-old range, because that is the earliest window that Alzheimer's can appear. And the main biomarker that we are targeting would be p-tau217, and currently we're just betting on the fact that these therapeutics would get approved by the time this device also enters the market. So we would save a lot of years for people in the age range so they can continue being productive.
I'm going to be contrarian again and say, who cares? Why? What am I going to do if I know I'm going to get Alzheimer's? Because there's no approved therapy. No, let me rephrase that. There are 2 approved therapies, but they don't work, okay? I mean, minuscule improvements, risk-benefit, blah, blah, blah. So you're offering an early diagnosis, but what happens to the patient journey after that?
So definitely we could refer them to memory clinics where they can go through some activities to try and delay the effects of Alzheimer's. But in case the therapeutics themselves don't work that well, we could also pivot the electronics to detect other forms of diseases, viral diseases, or other forms of neurological diseases where there are more effective treatments available.
This graphene biosensor, is manufacturing scalability something that you've considered? Is it feasible?
Yeah, it is certainly feasible, as there is another company in the UK that is called Paragraph, and they have a factory in Cambridge that has a very scalable, they have a whole production line for these graphene sensors.
I'm really intrigued by this idea of yours. Did you say it's a finger? It's a sensor, you put your finger on it. What are you measuring?
Just to correct myself, it's actually a finger prick test. So you just put a sample of blood on the biosensor, and the device would measure we measure this thing called the Dirac shift, and it's basically an electrical current. And for the specific biomarker, you would get a specific range of electrical current, and the clinician would then make the clinical judgment based on the level of current measured.
What is the biomarker you're measuring?
Right now, we are looking at p-tau217.
Okay. So you're looking at tau. It's like amyloid tau. Is that a consequence of the disease, or is it the thing that causes the disease?
I would say it's more of highly linked to the disease because you do see a lot of amyloid beta and p-tau plaques in Alzheimer's patients, but it doesn't necessarily mean that's the case. So we are still we're still researching into that, and we will we can pivot the aptamer target on the biosensor if needed, if there are better results that are coming out.